why don't we get started? And I thought we could get started standing today. Sometimes it's nice to just have a reminder that we can also begin in a meditative way in a standing posture, and there'll be plenty of time later to also come down onto the ground, so no worries. It's not going to lack relaxation. So yeah, just maybe standing with your feet about hip width apart, and just maybe beginning by rocking back and forth towards the front of the soles of the feet and then towards the heels. Having the arms loosely by the side. And then also a few times rocking from side to side, putting more emphasis on one foot and then the other. And then as you come back to the center, have your feet firmly planted down into the earth. And we're just going to do a shaking practice. So beginning to shake out the body, releasing any tension that might have been stored there from earlier on today, or maybe even from past days, past weeks, past months. Just sort of shaking everything loose, like sort of dusting your inner body or your body from the inside out. And we'll go do a little body scan to accompany that, so you can bring your attention down into your feet as you continue to shake, moving up into the ankles, the lower legs, shaking out the lower legs, the knees. You can bounce from the knees as you keep your feet firmly on the ground. Continue shaking up into the upper legs, shaking out the upper legs, the buttock, right buttock and left buttock. Coming into the pelvic area in the front, shaking out the pelvis, and then the belly, the chest, shaking out the hands and arms in front vigorously, maybe rotating the wrists around in either direction a few times, and then arms back to the side, shaking out the lower arms, the elbows, upper arms, left shoulder and right shoulder, turning the neck forward and down, maybe out to the side, just loosening the muscles in the neck, and then opening and closing the mouth just to release some tension from the jaw, and then wiggling the nose, opening and closing the eyes a few times, releasing tension from the eyes, maybe unfrowning the forehead. And then just take another 20 or 30 seconds or so to just really shake out the whole body, letting everything go that feels stuck in there. If you need to add a sound to release. And then very slowly let your body come back to a resting position, into stillness. Taking your time to get there. And as you come into stillness now, just see if you can feel the body from the inside out. Noticing any sensations, maybe there's tingling or vibrating or pressure. Noticing the temperature in the body, heat or cold. And just feeling the general aliveness inside the body. Letting the energies begin to settle now, allowing the mind to rest on the body, just like your feet are resting on the earth in this moment. And you can perceive the sensations of your breathing, the area of the belly as the belly becomes big with the in-breath, a natural in-breath, and then deflates again with the out-breath. So no need to change the breath in any way, just watching this flow of in-breath and out-breath at the belly. Belly expanding on the inhale, and then flowing back towards, deflating back down with the out breaths. And then for our yogic practice, we'll just practice a 3-part yogic breath. So it's not so much a meditative breath. Now we're adding a little bit more energy to the breath, really beginning to stretch our body open with the breath. So when the next inhale comes, you can breathe big in the belly again, and then lift the breath through the side body, through the ribs, all the way up into the chest, opening the chest. And then as you exhale, chest, ribs, belly, maybe squeezing the belly button in towards the spine, squeezing all the air out. And then softening the belly again as you breathe in into the belly, up through the ribs, into the chest. And then exhaling, chest, ribs, belly. Welcome, Patty. Welcome to class. We're just practicing a 3-part yogic breath. So breathing into the belly, through the ribs, into the chest. And then exhaling, chest, ribs, belly. And just continue to flow in this way a few more times, really feeling the organs, the chest and the lungs stretching open with the inhale. And then feeling a soothing sensation, a sense of letting go on the exhales. Opening and expanding with the in-breaths, and then exhaling, relaxing, and letting go with the out-breaths. And as you release with the next out-breath, you can begin to just shift the body from side to side into a twist. So we're starting at the height of the hips. One hand will touch into the outside of the hips on either side, and the other hand into the lower back. Just a general twisting and opening of the body from side to side. You know, you can work at your own pace. It can be slower or faster, whatever it feels right. No comparing to the other lovely folks that you can see on the screen. It's just your own practice. But it's really nice to be able to see you if you feel comfortable. So it gives a sense of a community practice. Like we're still in the same room like we used to be. And then the hand will move up to the outside of the ribs. So one hand always touching in the outside of the ribs, the other still in the back of you. And then we'll move up to the outside of the chest with one hand, other hand and back. And the top of the shoulders now, moving all the way up. And then slowly we'll go in reverse order. So back to the outside of the chest. Outside of the ribs, moving down a little ways. And outside of the hips, the way we started. And again, very slowly allow your body to unwind, return back to the center, the way we started, finding your way back into stillness, facing the screen, closing the eyes, taking a moment again just to tune in with your own energies inside of you, the aliveness, the breath flowing. And we're gonna open the eyes again, coming into an alternate arm and leg balance flow. So you can maybe find a gaze point in front of you on the ground, in front of your mat, just to help you with balance. It's gonna be more of a balancing flow, but we're gonna lift one arm and the other knee of the opposite leg, and then gently returning down to the ground, repeating on the other side. So just very gently and slowly coming into this alternate arm and leg flow, moving at your own pace. Just noticing how we're bringing a little bit more energy yet into the body, engaging more with the legs now, engaging our balance. And if you're coming out of the pose, it probably means that thoughts have invaded your mind. So balancing can be more easeful when you really concentrate on the movement, if you're letting yourself being guided into the movement in this particular flow, keeping the mind concentrated on the movement in a gentle way. And then the next time one knee comes up, see if you can lace your hands around the front of the knee and then stretch that knee a little bit up higher. If you can't get there today, maybe just turning that foot out to the side, lifting a heel, or just practicing balance by just slightly lifting your foot off the ground. It doesn't have to be all the way where you're lifting the knee up, but just seeing where you're at with your balance today. And then again, keeping your eyes steady as the knee or the foot stays up. Breathing your 3-part yogic breath. And letting the breath be as steady as you can. Exhale, release the foot back down. Maybe take a moment to shake out the feet. Let yourself come into stillness again with the feet hip width apart. Find your gaze point again in front of you. And when you're ready, lift the other knee or the other, just slightly lifting the foot off the ground, whatever you chose on the other side. If you lifted the knee, you can lace your hands in front of the knee, keeping your gaze point to help you with balance, finding your breath in this balancing pose, allowing the shoulders to drop down and back, and just keeping a soft gaze, the face free from tension as best as you can. Just breathing here. Couple more. And then exhale, relax. We're going to shake out the legs again, shake out the arms, loosening the body again. And then bringing our feet wide apart, as wide as you can, not locking the knees so the knees can still be soft. We're going to come into a side stretch from here. So on an in-breath, we're going to breathe the arms out to the side, very vastly apart, drawing the shoulders together and back, relaxing the shoulders down. And then take a nice deep in-breath here into the pose. And then as you exhale, have your right fingertips stretching away from the body as far as you can. Let yourself come down onto the right side. The palm of that right hand doesn't touch the outside of the leg. It's just sort of hovering in front of it. And then really stretch your left arm up high into the sky with the palm facing away from the body. Take a few deeper breaths here, up and down the left side of the body. Deep and full breath, relaxing your right shoulder down, stretching the left fingertips a little bit higher with each in-breath. Or you may also imagine that on the in-breath, you're breathing all the way up into your left fingertips. And then as you exhale, you're breathing out through the soles of the right foot. Deep breaths. Last in-breath. And then exhale, have your arms back out to the side. You're coming back to the center. Exhale, release the arms down for a few breaths. Again, just checking in with the energies on the inside of your body, the aliveness created in the arms and the hands through this practice. Noticing the quality of your breath. Is it deeper? Is it slower? Is it faster? And we'll begin again, opening the eyes if they were closed, finding that wider stance again. Breathing the arms out to the side. And this time we're gonna, on an out breath, stretch the left fingertips away from the body as best as you can. Let the hand come down, hovering to the outside of your left foot. And then stretching your right arm way up into the sky. Palm faces away from the body. And see how much more you could relax your left shoulder down in the side stretch. Opening the right side of the body, breathing up and down that side. Deep and full and slow breaths. Last in-breath here. And then exhale, release, come back to center, arms out to the side, and then exhale, releasing them slowly back down. Just taking a note again, body, how it feels on the inside. And we're going to bring the palms of the hands into the lower back, drawing the elbows together as best as you can, really lifting the heart center, lifting the chest, gazing up towards the ceiling so the chin will come upwards. As you shift the hips forward, we're coming into a deeper back bend. Breathing in all the way from the belly to the chest. And then just relaxing the breath back out on the exhales. A couple more in this way. And then as you inhale, come back to center, reach your arms up high overhead. And then as you exhale, come into a forward fold, but with the hands as far away forward as you can place them. So it's like coming into a three-legged downward facing dog. So arms way forward from the body, lining up with the shoulders, but way in front of you. You can begin to really press into the palms of the hands so that you find your hips lifting up a little higher behind you, relaxing your chin down towards the ground. And just breathing here into your three-legged dog. With each out breath, you might imagine that your chest is just lowering down towards the ground a little bit more. And just really settling into this stretch. Releasing the chin all the way down, relaxing even as the body is stretching. And as you stay in your forward fold, you can place your right hand a little bit more to the center so that it's aligned with the heart center, but it's still way forward, like in your three-legged dog. And then we're going to reach the left arm up high into the sky. So it's a three-legged dog with a twist now, one hand raised up. Feel your heart center lifting as you come into the side stretch. Draw your left shoulder back as much as you can behind you and relax your eyes and facial muscles as best as you can. Still breathing deep and full breaths. Two more. Last one. Exhale, release, and now place your left hand right where you had your right hand. Press the palms into the ground. On an in-breath, you can lift your right arm way up into the sky now. So we're repeating the same stretch on the other side now. Still with your wide stance. Drawing the right shoulder blade back in back of you. Really lifting the fingertips up towards the sky. Spreading the fingers wide. Deep, full breaths. Couple more. Exhale, release. Come back into your wide-legged forward fold for a moment, into your wide-legged downward dog, pressing both of the hands down into the mat again. And when you're ready, you can walk your hands back in towards the body. Place the palms of your hands into your lower back and then gently return to a standing position from here. And just finding yourself standing on the mat one more time, this time in mountain pose with the palms facing forward, fingers spread wide, shoulders drawn back and down. Noticing the head perfectly balanced right above the spine. And just slightly relaxing the chin down just a bit to relax the muscles in the back of the neck. And then imagine here that you're breathing in through the toes, through the soles of the feet, lifting the in-breath all the way up into the heart center. And as you exhale, we'll exhale out through the crown of the head, releasing. Inhaling through the soles of the feet all the way into the heart. Exhaling out through the crown of the head. So a few more times in this way, inhaling all the way through the soles of the feet up into the heart. And exhaling out through the crown of the head. A couple more times, inhaling and exhaling. Last one as you inhale and exhale again. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the arms. We're going to have our hands by the waist and then just step the left foot forward into a wider stance. So you can have your right toes pivoted in towards the front. We're going to come into a warrior one from here. So if you need to move your right toes a little bit more forward so that you can then bend into your right knee and really have it aligned over the ankle, making sure it doesn't go out over the ankle from here. When you feel really centered and steady, just take a moment to also move your belly button so that it aligns right over the right knee that's stretched out in front. So the torso is facing perfectly forward. And then when you're ready, you can come either into cactus arms. You can lift your arms up overhead, more closer in towards the ears. Whatever feels best for your practice this afternoon will be the right thing to do. Just taking a moment here to really stretch the arms back more towards the ears or even beyond the ears and back. And still have a sense of relaxation through the arms and the hands, through the shoulders. Deep and full breaths. A couple more. Last one. And then as you exhale, bring your arms out to the side over the left side. So we're coming into a warrior two pose. You might have to step your left heel in towards the center a little bit so that the back heels, the heels are aligned with each other on the left and the right foot. And then see if you can turn your torso more over towards the left side. Keep your right knee aligned over the ankle. And then just have your gaze turned forward over the right hand, softening into the pose with your breath now. One more in-breath. And then exhale, release your right forearm onto your knee. Bring your left hand towards the left waist and then draw the left shoulder back and blade back and back so that the heart center can lift. We're going to raise the left arm up into the sky, and you can keep it here or move your left fingertips towards the front of your room, deepening into a side stretch here, standing side angle pose. Keep your front knee aligned over the ankle as best as you can. And even relax your right ear down to your right shoulder. And then just filling the left side of the body with your breath. Full breath as you breathe in and out. Last in breath. And then exhale, very gently come out of the pose. You might want to place your hands at your waist again, and then you can step your left foot forward and maybe find your way back onto the mat if you've come off it in some way. Just finding a stance again, standing on the mat, having the arms out to the side in mountain pose, palms facing forward. Returning into stillness for a few breaths, just giving the body a chance to absorb the effects of the poses. Letting the mind rest on the body again. And we'll bring the hands back to the waist. When you feel ready, you can step your left foot forward now. Be preparing for warrior one. Step your back foot back a little bit more if you can, turning out the toes. And then just making sure that the front torso is aligned over the front knee, bending more deeply into that knee. Maybe you'll have to scoot your front foot a little bit more forward so you can align the knee right over the ankle. Taking a moment just to feel both feet firmly on the ground so that you feel balanced. And then just repeat the arm movement like you had on the other side. If you came into cactus arms, do that. If you want to lift your arms straight up beyond the ears, wonderful. Just enjoying several breaths here in this warrior one pose. Drawing the breath all the way up from the ground into the heart and the in-breath. And then exhale, feeling it descending all the way back down. So each time you breathe in, you can feel your body rising and lifting a little bit. And then as you exhale, ground down, sink down, relax more into the pose. Last in-breath. And then exhale the arms out to the side, over the right side, drawing the belly button all the way out over the side body. Keeping your left knee aligned over the left ankle. And then just gazing over the front fingertips. Coming into stillness in your warrior two pose. Keeping the shoulders relaxed and back as much as you can. Just breathing here. One more last in-breath. And then as you exhale, release your left forearm onto the left thigh. Draw your right arm up into the sky, into a side angle pose. If you did so on the other side, you can guide your right fingertips towards the front of the room, deepening into your side stretch. And just every once in a while, maybe just checking in with your left knee to make sure it's still aligned over the ankle. And then just all that remains is to breathe into the pose, to breathe into the shape that you have created with your body. We'll be here for about 3 more breaths. And then exhale very slowly and mindfully. Come out of the pose. Bring your hands to your waist. Step your right foot up. And then return into your mountain pose one more time. Palms facing forward. Just feeling the effects of the stretches. Feeling any amount of balance you might have created now in both side bodies. Feeling connected to the center of your body and the center of your chest. And then we're going to relax. Feel our feet coming a little bit wider apart again. I should just show my feet for a moment. We're going to have our feet a little bit wider apart with the toes pointing out. And then we're going to bring our hands together at the heart center. And make sure that you can stay lifted through the heart here. So this can be your pose, or if you want to deepen a little bit more, you can bring your elbows to the inside of the knees and then push your knees away with your elbows, keeping your heart center lifted as best as you can. You might even be able to come all the way down with the palms of the feet, the soles of the feet still grounding into the earth or lifted a little bit. But just wherever you are, breathe and fill the pose with your prana, with your life breath. And we'll just be here for another 3 breaths. Last inhale. And exhale, lift yourselves all the way back up to the best of your capability. We're going to take a nice deep in-breath overhead with the arms, feet aligned over the knees, and then just come into a forward fold, relaxing the body all the way down. Maybe the fingertips can rest on the ground in front of you. Maybe you need to just let them dangle a little bit above the ground. And then if you want to add a little twist, so swaying the hips from side to side, relaxing the head all the way down. Just a nice soothing motion from side to side.
Hopefully they won't find any other teeth to pull.
And then in your own way, let yourself come down onto your knees. So we're not quite sitting down yet, but we're sort of halfway now. So we're on our knees with our knees about hip width apart. And then from here, we're just going to bring our hands to the waist again. And then when you feel ready, you can place your right foot in front of you on the mat. Toes are facing forward. We're going to place our right hand onto our right thigh, really pressing down into the thigh so that you can feel your heart center lifting a little bit more. Raising your left arm up into the sky. And just keep pressing that right hand down as you lift your left fingertips all the way up into the sky as best as you can. So it's a nice heart and lung opener in the lunge, really breathing into this lunge now. Feeling your heart and your lungs stretching open with each inhale. Relaxing more with the exhales. Last in-breath and out-breath. As you breathe in again, bring your hands together at the heart center. With the next in-breath, lift your chest again. And then as you exhale, we're going to draw the left upper arm and place it right onto the right thigh. The elbow will stretch up towards the ceiling. Press your hands together as best as you can as we're coming into a twist, gazing beyond the right elbow. And just find some long and soothing breaths here in this twist. If you want to challenge yourself more, you can curl the back toes under and lift that left knee off the ground. But wherever you are is perfectly fine. I'm not going to challenge myself additionally. So you can stay here with me if you wish. Just a couple more breaths. And then exhale, come back to center, place the hands down either side of the front foot. We're gonna move our hands in towards the body so that eventually you can straighten the knee. You might have to scoot your front foot a little bit more forward. We're coming onto the heel on the front foot, fingertips down either side of the knee. Take a nice deep in-breath here, lifting the heart center open. And then as you exhale, just come into a forward fold over your right knee. Breathing deeply into this stretch, into this particular forward fold. And just noticing, is there anything that you're holding on, any tightness, any tension in your body? And with each exhale, allow yourself to soften a little bit more. Soften your eyes and facial muscles. Soften your shoulders. Last in-breath and out-breath. And then very slowly move your hands forward again, closer towards to the front foot. Place the front foot back down. Have your hands either side of the front foot. And then scoot your right foot out to the side, over to the right a little bit more, so that you can place your hands down to the inside of that foot, palms facing down. You may even want to bring your right knee out over to the right side a little bit more so you can really open up into a deeper hip stretch, relaxing your head down as best as you can. Some of us might even be able to come down onto our forearms. I'm not one of them. And relaxing the head down. Yeah, both couple of you are really stretchy. I'm not there, even after all these years of practice. Just need to honor my body. And then very slowly bring that hip back in towards the center. Let your right knee come back to meet the left. Be on your knees and bring your torso back up. And then we're just going to repeat these stretches on the other side. So when you're ready, you can now stretch your left foot forward, coming into a lunge. And then this time we're going to take our left palm and place it down into the left upper thigh, really pressing down so that the heart center can lift. And then raise your right arm up overhead as you keep pressing into your left palm to really keep your chest opening a bit more for you. Stretch your right fingertips up towards the sky at the same time. And then just fill your lunge with your breath. Deep and full. Last in breath and out breath. And on the next in breath, we're going to bring the palms together in front of the heart center. Let your exhale naturally come. On the next in breath, we're going to breathe into the hands. And then as you exhale, place your right upper arm onto your left thigh. And then raise your left elbow up towards the sky, turning your head over the left elbow beyond the elbow as you come into this twist. Keep the palms pressing in towards one another. And just breathe, filling this twist with your life force, with your life breath. Inhaling back to center, hands still together. And then as you exhale, let your hands come back to the waist. Release your hands all the way down when you're ready. And then walk your hands in towards your body until you can straighten your knee, maybe bringing your left foot forward a little bit more so that you can place the heel down. I'm just going to move my screen to demonstrate it a little bit better. And then just have your hands either side by the knee and take a nice deep in-breath here, lifting the heart center tall. And then as you exhale, let yourself just fold forward over the left knee. Coming into a forward fold, drawing your attention inwards into your own heart center. Taking a few deeper breaths here into the pose, into the shape that you've created with your body. Maybe imagining that the breath is drawing, flowing up and down the spine. And just let your whole nervous system be soothed in this forward fold. As you breathe in again, walk your hands forward, place your front foot down into the ground. Shift your knee over the ankle, hands either side of the front foot. And then bring your left foot out over to the left a little bit more. Bring both hands to the inside of that foot. And then you can relax your head down, maybe let your left knee come out to the side a little bit more to make it a deeper hip stretch. If you did it on the other side, you can bring your forearms down onto the ground and just relax into this deep hip opener. Relaxing the head, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the breath. It's naturally full at this point in our practice. Last in breath and out breath here. And then come back to center. Move your hands in towards the body. Move your left knee in to meet the right. We can find a seat on our mat and just stretch the legs all the way out in front. You can have your hands by your side, by your hips, Really pressing the palms down into the ground, flexing the feet in towards the body, pressing the palms down, like I said, drawing the shoulders back and down, the chin is slightly down. And so here in the seated mountain pose that looks deceptively easy, we're just going to take a few deep breaths up and down the spine. Just making sure that the body is as soft and relaxed as it can be. One more cycle of breath. And on the next inhale, raise your arms overhead all the way up. As you exhale, slowly come into a forward fold. You can rest your hands either side of the lower legs, the knees. If you wish to, you can hold on to the toes, whatever feels right to stretch out your body here in this forward fold. Relaxing the head all the way down. And deepening your awareness towards the inside of your body. Resting the awareness in the heart, in the middle of the chest. Several more breaths here, really deepening and relaxing with the exhales. Last exhale whenever it comes. And relaxing the hands, we're going to place the right hand to the outside of the left ankle or the lower leg. And then we're going to reach the left arm up into the sky, coming into a little bit of a seated twist. You can also move the hand up towards the knee if that feels more comfortable. Letting the right shoulder stay relaxed. Couple more breaths here. And then inhaling, coming back to center, lifting the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, let your left hand come to the outside of your right lower leg or knee, stretching your right arm up into the sky. And just breathing into the twist and side stretch at the same time. Two more. When you're ready, you can relax your arms back down. We're going to begin to slowly come onto the ground. So still have your legs stretched out. You're going to lift the arms up one more time and then very slowly in slow motion, vertebra by vertebra, let yourself come down onto your mat, being stretched all the way out. And then as you come to lie here, let one hand rest on your belly and the other hand rest on your heart center. And for several breath cycles, just observe this flow of the breath. Breath flowing into the belly and into the chest, lifting the chest and the belly gently with each inhalation. And softening and relaxing with the exhalations. And you can feel your connection with the floor beneath you in this pose. Relaxing the shoulders and back. Just breathing. And then as you're ready, you can relax the arms, bend into your knees, and just hold on to the knees so that you can gently rock from side to side. Nice lower back massage. We'll come back to the center and just relax the soles of the feet down into the earth, the arms by the side body, alongside the side, close into the body. And then as you press into the soles of the feet, just lift your buttocks and hips off the ground. And then as you exhale, let them sink down again, all the way back into the floor. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Inhale up. And exhale, release. This time when you lift up, let your hips and buttocks stay off the ground. Maybe tuck your shoulders under and back a little bit more. And then if you wish to, you can just stay as you are or lace your hands behind your back together on the ground, pressing into the soles of the feet so you can lift your hips up a little bit higher, maybe imagining that there's a yoga ball that you're pressing together in between the knees, keeping the knees protected, maybe squeezing the inner butt halves towards one another, really strengthening your core here in this side, in this bridge pose. And then just breathing up and down. 3 more breaths if you can. Exhale, release the hands from underneath. Bring your buttocks back down. Bring your feet outside to the outside of the mat on either side. And then the arms can come out facing away from the body. And we're just going to move the knees over to the left and then over to the right. So getting a nice release through the hips and the buttocks. Just a gentle turning from side to side like windshield wipers. And letting the movement be guided by your breath. Next time the knees come over to the left side, you can just keep your legs there. If you want to deepen into your lying down twist, you can lift your left foot off the ground and then place your foot right to the outside of your right knee, letting the legs gain a little bit more tension towards the ground, turning your head over to the right side. And just taking a few deeper breaths into your final twist, maybe the deepest breaths of the day in this particular pose. And we'll find our way back to center. Release your left sole of the foot down to the outside of the mat again. And just repeating those windshield wiper motions for a few rounds. Relaxing any tension from the hips. And when your legs come over to the right side next time, just let them settle there onto the ground as best as you can. If you did so on the other side, you can lift your right foot off the ground now and place the foot right to the outside of your left knee, and just allowing gravity to pull the legs down towards the earth as you turn your head over to the left side. So just enjoying these last moments of this final stretch, this final twist. Softening the body, softening the mind. Inhale, relax out of the pose, come back to center, hug the knees into the chest. Really drawing the knees all the way in, as close towards the chest as possible, finding a nice relief through the lower back. And then when you're ready, relax the legs, stretch them all the way out, stretch your arms out, finding your way into Shavasana, into your final resting pose. And as your eyes are softening and closing, you might be imagining that you're someplace deep in a forest, floating on top of a river in warm waters. Your body just naturally floating on top of the water. It's a very gentle water, no waves. You can feel the sun rays through the rooftop, through the treetops, floating down, touching your skin. Just feeling a nice sense of warmth as you gently float down a river, just being held by the water. And the water just having exactly the right temperature for you so you can really soften into this water body. Feeling all the muscles in the body relax and soften. From the eyes, through the jaw, the shoulders, the arms, chest, and belly, your whole spine and back, your arms and your hands, your hips, your legs, and your feet. Just take several more precious moments here as you're just floating on this water body, perfectly still, perfectly relaxed. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be happy. May we be happy. May we be happy. You have safely arrived on your mat in your room, feeling your whole body on the land again, stretched out on the earth. And just begin to bring some movement back into the body, wiggling fingers, wiggling toes. Taking a few longer breaths again to awaken the body. You might wish to stretch your arms overhead and release them all the way onto the mat in back of you, coming into a full body stretch. And then we'll hug the knees into the chest one final time, rocking from side to side. As you come back together into the center, you can rub your hands together in the soles of the feet, bringing some heat back into the body, some energy. And then let yourself come over onto one side into a fetal position, the side of your choice in this moment. Just taking a moment to check in. How do you feel right now? And in preparation for coming up, you can press one hand into the ground, lift yourself back up, coming into a seated posture. The legs can be folded or stretched out in front, whatever feels better. And just taking stock a moment longer of your whole body, how it feels, how the breath is flowing. And then we'll bring the palms together in the center of the chest and just lowering the chin down, just acknowledging your inner light. And may you be filled with gratitude and a sense of well-being in your body and mind. And may you have a beautiful rest of the fall, I should say, that's now beginning. I won't see you again for a while, but I hope you continue to have a very beautiful and nourishing yoga practice and enjoy. Thank you so much. It always feels like a real privilege to be here with you. Thank you.